All righty. Well, good evening, everybody. It's wonderful to see you all. Tonight, we're going to be doing our chakra cleansing, and this is a practice called Bhuta Shuddhi. And around the changes in the season, it's nice to do some kind of a cleansing practice. So we might be used to juice cleanses or cleansing the diet, cleansing the body in other ways. This cleanse is a pranic body cleanse. So it might be a little different, but it serves the same purpose. The idea is that as the world around us, right, as the temperatures change, as the seasons change, our body needs to kind of let go of where we were and get ready to move into a new phase, right? So this is a practice that can be done, of course, anytime, but I especially liked the idea of doing it at the equinox, okay, at the change of season. So what is prana? And I'm just going to talk about this just a little bit so we understand what we're doing. We all know that we have a physical body, right? And if you look at yourself, you can see your skin, you know, you have bones and blood and hair and teeth and all those wonderful things that kind of carry you around through this world. And we all know that we have a mind as well. Okay, so there's something there that is listening to me right now. There is something there that does your thinking, that brings in information from the world around you, that often talks to you. All right, so oftentimes the mind is very active and speaking with us. But somewhere in between that physical body and that mental body, there's a pranic body. And we could call this the life force, okay? And this energy body really integrates the physical body and the mind, okay? So when our pranic system is off, we can feel that as low energy levels, feeling ungrounded, not quite feeling like ourselves, because this pranic body, in addition to kind of coordinating the other parts of our lives, is also really our feeling of equilibrium, of balance, okay? And it's also the force in the body that heals, okay? So we want to keep our prana strong and balanced as well. So we might just think, okay, life force energy just flows all through your body in a kind of a random way, but actually the pranic body is just as organized as your physical body, okay? So energy travels through you in specific pathways, and these pathways are called nadis. And if you've ever been to an acupuncturist or somebody who does Chinese medicine, you may have seen a chart on the wall of the meridians, and it'll look like a person and there's lines, you know, drawn through the body. The nadi system is very similar to the meridian system. It's just a little bit more complicated, okay? The meridians generally are energy pathways that are palpable from the outside. So something that you can reach with fingertips or with needles, right? The nadi system travels through the whole body. And there are said to be 72,000 of them. And the ancients cataloged them all. So you can actually see maps of the nadis moving through the body, what they look like. And there are places where many nadis come together and energy pools. So if you think about it like streets, many streets can come together and make a traffic circle. And in that traffic circle, there are a lot of cars, right? So these places where energy kind of pools are called our chakras. And we actually have chakras through our whole body, but there are 7 that are the most interesting to yoga students. And they're the 7 big ones that travel right through the center line of the body. Okay, so working with this pranic cleanse, we're going to be focusing on those 7 chakras, and we're going to be using specific tools to invoke their energy. Okay, so if you've ever studied the chakra system, it's incredibly complicated, and there's a whole branch of yoga that's called Laya Yoga that specifically addresses the study of the chakras. And each one has its own mantra, visualization, and element. Okay, so these are the 3 aspects of the chakras we're going to work with tonight in this practice. But in addition, each chakra has its own color, sound, deity, smell associated with it, taste associated with it. So you can go very deep into studying the chakras, okay? But mantra, visualization, and elements are how we're going to work with it tonight, okay? So the idea then is that these 7 major chakras travel along a nadi called Sushumna Nadi. And of all the nadis in the body, this is the most interesting for most yoga practice. And the idea is that we're trying to bring energy into this center line. And oftentimes yoga teachers might say things like breathe up and down the center line of the body, or really focus on moving through the core, okay? And the reason for this is your biggest highway that goes up and down the center of your body, right along your spine, physically in the body, okay? So when we have energy that's kind of dissipated all over, we want to bring it into the center line. And then using the tools of the Bhuta Shuddhi practice, we're going to be balancing energy at each of the chakras, okay? So that might be all I want to kind of say about it to begin. It's not a very complicated practice, but it has a couple different steps. So what I would like to do is kind of work with it in pieces, and then we'll do the whole thing, okay? But I think it'll be more useful if we look at it in different sections first, so that we're really sure what we're doing when we go right from the beginning through to the end, okay? So I'd like to actually start off with some movement, okay? So I know some of you were in asana class this morning, probably had a chance to kind of relax and stretch out. For folks who were coming off of a day on the computer, right? I figure most of us are working electronically these days. There might be the need to kind of relax the body, stabilize the breath. So again, we don't need yoga mats or anything fancy, just a nice comfortable place to sit. We'll do a little bit of movement, and then we're going to start going through the practice. And I do have a nice PDF all typed out that explains how to do this. And tonight I'd like you just to relax. Don't worry about taking notes or anything like that, so that you can really, get into the doing part of it. But I'm super happy to share that PDF with you if you want to start practicing it at home, okay? All right, so if you do want the PDF, you can email me. I'm Tracy, Tracy, at hibuffalo.org. Or if you just write to info, I'll see that too. So you can just write to HI's main email and just say, hey, send me that PDF, okay? All right, because I know the All Access Asana people are here tonight too, so I'm not exactly sure who will want it and who won't. So we have a very large group, you might not all need that. And some of you might already have it. We did it in teacher training for the 500 hour as well. So what I'd like to ask you to do now is just to come onto your seat, whatever it is, a chair, a cushion, a bolster. And I'm gonna go back and sit by my cushion. And we're just, actually I'm gonna move this chair too. I'm just realizing that's kind of an ugly foreground. All right. So just taking a seat now, you can have your legs folded in front. If that's not comfortable for your knees, the legs can come out straight, ankles crossed. Good. And take a moment just to sit up nice and tall and think about that idea of lengthening through the center line of the body up through the crown of the head. So there's an upward movement, a lifting along the spine, but not a feeling of tension, okay? So it's not anything that's forced, feeling that the shoulders are balanced over the hips and that the head is balanced over the shoulders. Let's bring the shoulders up to the ears, press back, release down, and roll forward. So just start some nice big shoulder circles. Working into those joints, and as you're moving, relax through your elbows and wrists. And as you're moving, start to soften the belly. So we're feeling the inhalation as we come up and back. Exhale as we press down and through. Good. And the next time your shoulders are up here, let's stay there for just a moment. Press back and drop. Okay, so we feel a nice light lift in the sternum. And we're going to keep that lift as we release the chin down. So now releasing the weight of your head towards the chest. And just paying attention to any sensations that arise in the upper back and the back of your neck. And we're going to move the head in a very slow rotation. So right ear towards right shoulder and across back. Left ear to left shoulder, and then the chin towards the chest. Good. Relax your jaw, allow a little space between your teeth, and just keep dropping those shoulders down. Good. Let's switch and go the other direction. And just paying attention to any little clicks or cracks that we might hear. And we'll end in the place where, again, the chin is dropped towards the chest. And now we're going to bring our fingertips to the back of the neck, and we're just off from center. So you can feel those two big rope-like muscles that travel on either side of the vertebra. And using your fingertips, we're just drawing little circles down the length of the neck, and then pinching that place where the neck and shoulders meet. And then when you feel ready, you can bring your eyes forward again. Let's take the heels of the hands, bring the heels of the hands to the forehead. And we're going to press in here and draw circles. Good. You can work out towards your temples, up towards your hairline. Good. So all these small movements, the self-massage is part of the Joints and Glands series. And these small movements and fingertip massage is a wonderful way to start moving prana. So we feel places that are kind of stuck tight. Getting some movement and some touch in there will start to improve circulation, right? Both on a physical level and on an energetic level. And now we're taking the pointer finger and middle finger of each hand, place them between your eyebrows, press in, drag down, out across your cheekbones, all the way to the soft spot in your ear. And we'll do that 2 or 3 times as well. Pressing and dragging. Good. And now we'll move to a shoulder roll that's a little bigger. Fingertips are on the shoulders, elbows are close in front. And now inhale. Exhale, press back, down and through. Good. So nice big breaths now. Soften your belly. Inhale, up. Exhale, down and through. Good. We're going to do 5 of these. And we're moving towards a very deep breath, close to a complete breath. So taking in as much breath as you can. Exhale completely. Draw your belly in a little at the bottom of your exhale. Good. And then bring your hands back down. So now the hands are resting on the legs. And we're going to undulate the spine. So we'll press the chest and belly forward, draw out to the side, pull back, other side and forward. Again, so you're just like a snake in a basket. Nice big circles, your hands are keeping your knees down. Good. And just feel nice and loose through your shoulders, mid-back, low back. And then let's take that the other way. Good. And now we're going to move into some spinal wave or cat and cow movements. So if you're in a place where you can come down on the floor into your table position, you can do that. If you're in a place where you're in a chair, you can do the same movement in a chair. You'll just have your hands on your knees and be moving your spine from seated. Okay? So you can do this from seated, or you can do it from table position. If you're moving into table, your knees are underneath your hips. Good. And the hands are underneath the shoulders. So we're going to start to drop the sit bones. Good. Press up through the low back, mid back. Hands press either into the floor or into your legs. Drop your head. And then sit bones are lifting. Release your belly, chest, look forward. Good. So just moving right along with your breath. Arching the back up into cat. And then releasing down into cow. And as you're doing this, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and really be aware of the movement of your spine. And maybe you could even visualize your spine as it's moving. You might see it as bones. You might see it as a wave of energy. Good. And then coming back to your neutral position, if you're on hands and knees, you can drop your sit bones back into a child's pose, so belly to thighs. If you're seated, we're just going to drop the head, drop the shoulders. So whether you're in child's pose or just rolled forward in your chair, let your head and shoulders be heavy. And for the next few breaths, pay attention to the movement of breath into your nostrils, down into the belly, down into your navel center. And then the exhale moves from the navel center back up and down through the nose. Okay, so let's just follow that a few times. Alrighty, so what we're going to do now is we're going to come onto our backs. We're going to do a few more little movements on our backs, and then we're going to kind of take a tour through our chakras so we have a real sense of where they are and the tools we're going to use at those spaces. Okay? Good, so give yourself a moment to come down onto the floor. I always recommend some kind of little cushion under your head. Something so the back of your head isn't on a hard surface. So a thin cushion, a thin blanket is good too. Maybe just fold it a couple times. A folded towel. Good. And just bring yourself out long on your back. And then once you're there, you can kind of walk your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a nice big inhale and place the backs of your hands on the floor above your head. We're going to move into some symmetrical stretching now. So the right arm is going to reach as the right heel presses away from the body. And then soften the right side. And now left arm is reaching, left heel is pressing. And release. Good. So just keep moving from side to side. Paying attention to both sides. So you're feeling a sensation of stretch in one place. And then on the other side of your body, you're feeling a sensation of letting go. Let's interlace the fingers above the crown, and we're going to press the palms away from the crown. As you do this, flex and point your toes, roll your ankles. Good. So you have a real sense of the whole body. Good. And now thinking about a complete breath, inhale through your nose, fill the belly. Fill the chest all the way to the shoulders, and then release your hands and exhale as the arms come up to the ceiling and down by your sides. Good. Draw the belly in just a little bit. And we're going to do one more complete breath. So this time, the arms are again going to come overhead and touch the floor as we inhale. So inhale into the chest, arms are lifting into the sides of your waist, the belly. Good. The body is full as the back of the hands touch. And then exhaling, chest is emptying, belly is emptying. And as the hands touch, draw your navel center in a little bit. Good. And then relax. So now we're going to bend the knees, bring the soles of your feet to the floor, and let's just tip the knees from side to side. So to start a nice rocking motion. And as the knees are tipping from side to side, we're gently massaging the lower back. Keep your shoulders at rest. Palms are down on the floor. And then the next time that both knees drop to the left, let's just stay there. And maybe your knees touch, maybe they don't. Doesn't matter. But we're keeping the right shoulder down. Good. Taking a few long breaths here. And again, roll across the lower back. Let's drop both knees to the right. And just letting those legs be heavy. Taking nice long breaths. And then bring the knees back to center. Let's move into wind reliever. So we're going to draw the knees in towards the abdomen and hug your legs close. Again, it might feel good to roll a little bit. Sorry. And then when you're ready, you can release your legs down and let's come into our relaxation pose. So bring yourself into Shavasana, shoulders rolled open, backs of the hands are resting on the floor. And the chin is tucked just a little bit so the back of the neck is long. And arrange yourself in such a way that you feel supported by the floor. And you can let go. And now imagine that the next time you exhale through the crown of the head, down the center line of your body to the pelvic floor. And then as you inhale, the inhale moves up from the pelvic floor, through the center line of the body to the crown. Exhaling from the crown again, down the center line of the body to the pelvic floor. And just continue like this. A nice, effortless, long breath. Inhale travels up. Exhale travels down. And when we work with pranic energy, people have different ways of experiencing it. So for you, you might see this in your mind's eye. You might see your breath moving either as a wind, maybe as light, or you might be somebody who feels it. You might feel the breath traveling through you. Or it might be some combination. Okay, so how we experience prana in our bodies is very individual. And you can't do this wrong, okay? So let it come to you however it comes to you, experiencing this flow. Inhalation up, exhalation down. And the next time you reach the bottom, the next time you're at the pelvic floor, stay there. So continue breathing long, but we're going to keep our awareness at the floor of the pelvis. And then if you know what a root lock is or what Mula Bandha is, you could try here invoking a root lock, which just means to lift and squeeze at the perineum, the muscles between the legs. So you could try squeezing and releasing. If you've done Kegel exercises, that's exactly what this is. Exhale, lift and squeeze the pelvic floor. Inhale, release. And one more time. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. And now think about that place where you bring the root lock in, that space of the perineum, right at the base of the spine. And this is the location of your root chakra. Okay, so this is the first in the series of the major chakras that travel up the body. And at the root chakra, we experience the earth element. So as we rest awareness in the root, you might feel the physicality of your body. So muscle, bones, blood, teeth, everything about you that is palpable, that can be seen with the eyes. These places in your body, these parts of your physical body that are ruled by earth element. And as we stay at the root chakra, feeling maybe a sense of relaxation and heaviness in the body. The visualization at the root is going to be a yellow square. So now in your mind's eye, see if you can place a yellow square at your root. And we're going to hear the sound of the root mantra, LUM. So in this practice, we say the mantra 16 times. And I'm going to start by audibly saying it so you can get used to the sound of it. And then when I'm quiet, I would like you to keep repeating it in your own mind, okay? So when the time comes that you're doing this on your own, the mantra will be internal. It's not something that you'll be speaking out loud, but I think it's helpful when a sound is new to hear it with your ears, okay? So holding that yellow square at the root and hearing in your own mind, lum, 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 lum. Okay, continue. Lum, lum. And it's important that the mantra is very rhythmic, steady. And you might start to feel the space around the root center relax. So the floor of the pelvis relaxing, the hip joints, the buttocks. And now we're going to travel up to the next chakra. So now we'll find ourselves at the pelvic center. And the element that rules the pelvic center is water. So we're right at the space between the two hips. And the visualization here is a sky blue background with a yellow crescent moon facing upward. So see now if you can place that visualization at your pelvic center with a blue background and that yellow crescent moon. And the mantra that we hear at the pelvic chakra is VUM. VUM, 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 VUM. Okay, continue in your own mind. VUM, VUM. Again, a nice rhythmic, steady sound, relaxing through your low abdomen. Relaxing into the sound and vibration. You might feel the back of the pelvis, the sacral area relax. And now let's travel up again. This time we're going to come up to the navel center. So we're right in that space behind the belly button. And the element at the navel is fire. And we're going to see in our mind's eye here a red triangle facing upwards. Okay, go see if you can place that image at your navel center, red triangle facing upwards. And the mantra here is Rum. So as you relax into the sound of the mantra, you're hearing Rum, 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 rum. Okay, continue. Rum, 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 rum. As the sound is pulsating at the navel center, the abdomen really relaxes, surrenders to the vibration. You might feel your low back let go. Rum, 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 rum. Okay. Now let's travel up again. This time we're going to the heart center. So right in the space behind the sternum. And the element at the heart chakra is air. We are seeing in our mind's eye a 6-pointed star. So it's exactly 2 triangles interlocked. One triangle facing upwards, other triangle facing downwards. The color of this star is a smoky gray. And once you've placed that visualization at your heart, the sound of the mantra comes forward. Yum, 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 yum. Good, continue. Yum, 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 yum. As the sound vibrates, the chest relaxes, the shoulders fall back. You might also feel the space around the heart relax. Yum, yum, yum. Alrighty. And then from here, we're going to travel up again, now to the throat center. So we're at the base of the neck, right at that notch in the collarbone. And the element at the throat center is the element of space. The visualization is the full moon. So seeing here a beautiful, glowing full moon. The mantra is hum. So resting your awareness at the full moon of the throat center and hearing hum, 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 hum. Good, continue. Hum, 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 hum. As the mantra sounds, the throat relaxes, the muscles in the neck. Hum, 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 hum. And repeating in your own mind. And then as you're ready, you can let that go. We're going to travel up to the space between the eyebrows. Space between the eyebrows, the element is mind. So in Sankhya philosophy, mind is an element. And what we're seeing here is a beautiful white crystal triangle facing downward. And in the center of that triangle is a brilliant white flame. So setting now the image at the eyebrow center of a brilliant white flame inside of a downward facing triangle at the eyebrow center. And the mantra here is Soham. So many of you are used to using Soham in your meditation, and it couples with the breath. In this instance, it does not. It pulsates, just like it does at all the other chakras. So holding the crystal flame at the eyebrow center, hearing in your own mind, Soham, 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 Soham. Okay, keep the pulsation going nice and steady. And as you listen to Soham, 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 relax the space around your eyes. Relax across your forehead. Space behind your eyes. Soham, Soham. And then traveling up again now to the crown chakra. And resting at the crown chakra, seeing the visualization of a beautiful 1,000-petaled lotus. The color of this lotus flower is kind of a smoky, soft purple. And the chakra at the crown is beyond the elements. So there is no ruling element at the crown. The crown is all elements and beyond the elements. And the mantra that we hear at the crown of the head is Hamsa. Okay. So bringing all of your focus to the crown of your head, the 1,000-petaled lotus at the crown of your head, and hearing Hamsa, 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 Hamsa. Okay, keep the pulsation going. And as your awareness rests at the crown, the whole rest of the body is just relaxed. Almost moving out of awareness. And then allow the sound of the mantra to go. And we're going to move from the crown back down to the root. Just taking a moment at each chakra to think about its element. So moving from the space of the crown, which is beyond the elements, coming down to the eyebrow center. This is Agya chakra, placing the element of mind. Traveling down to the throat center, Vishuddha chakra, placing the element of space. Traveling down to the heart center, Anahata chakra, placing the element of air. Moving down to the navel center, Manipura chakra, placing the element of fire. Down to the pelvic center, Svadhisthana chakra, placing the element of water. And then down to the root center, Muladhara chakra, placing the element of earth. And now take a couple deep breaths. And wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit. If you'd like to draw your legs into your belly again, and in wind reliever, roll out the low back. Again, so just kind of wake yourself up, bring yourself back out, and we're going to make our way to our seat. Okay, so coming back up to seated. So we talked about how in each of the centers we are interested in the element, the mantra, and the visualization. So that's the first part of this practice. The second part is a pranayama practice. And I'd like to go through this kind of slowly and explain it. And then when we get to doing the full practice, I'm just going to talk you through it and you'll know what the steps are. So in this practice, I said when we were moving through the body that we're looking at the number 16, okay? So the idea is that we're chanting these mantras 16 times. And for me, what I do in order to keep track is I visualize the face of a die, all right? And how there are those 4 dots. So I'll think lum, 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 that's half. And then again, lum, 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 lum. So that's my trick for reaching 16. At the same time, you don't want to worry too much about little details when you're learning this practice, when it's brand new. So when Rolf taught this, he said, when it's brand new, just say the mantra a bunch of times and get used to, keeping the sound nice and steady. And just move on when you're ready. And then when you know the visualizations, you know the mantras, then you can start being a little more specific. So refining to this 16, okay? The practice works if the numbers aren't exactly on point. Of course, it's better if they are, okay? So I'll count 16 for you, today, and I'm leading the practice. But when you're learning this on your own, don't sweat that. Okay, that's just a little detail. So for the pranayama, we're going to be doing something that's very much like alternate nostril breathing. So probably many of you have already done Nadi Shodhanam. And we know that the way we hold our hand for Nadi Shodhanam is ring finger and thumb of the right hand, and then the pointer finger and middle finger fold down. And this gesture with the hand is called Vishnu Mudra. Okay, Vishnu Mudra. And the thumb will be on the right nostril and the ring finger will be on the left. Okay, so a little pincher like that. Some people teach this with the pointer finger, middle finger on the third eye. So that's the way that you do this practice, that's fine too. It would look more like this. Okay, so this, or we usually do it like this, is fine. This practice also is going to call for retention. And breath retention is something that's a little bit more advanced in pranayama practice. So holding your breath inside your body for 16 mantras might be too much, okay? And what's really important when you're working with holding your breath at all in any practice is that it doesn't start to agitate you, all right? So if you think about swimming underwater, when you first go under, it's fun, right? You're swimming underwater. And then as your body starts to really want to inhale again, you can start to feel panicked, right? And the last thing we want to do in a practice that is balancing and cleansing is to start to upset the pranic system or upset the nervous system, okay? So for most people, unless you do a retention practice, I don't recommend closing the nostrils completely for 16 counts of the mantra. So what you might do instead, and what I was doing as I was learning this as well, is just put a little bit of pressure on your nostrils so that you feel the effects of retention, okay? And instead of breathing deeply, you're breathing kind of shallowly right at the tips of your nostrils, but you're still breathing. So what you could try is close completely at first and hold your breath in for maybe 3 mantras, 4 mantras. And before you start to feel panicked or like you want to gasp for breath, open up those pinchers a little bit and start letting air flow, okay? So when I teach this, I'm going to say close, but I want you to decide what that means for you. It might really mean hold the nose closed for 16 counts. If you're somebody that practices breath retention, it might mean I'm just going to put a little pressure there. It might mean I'm going to hold for 2, 3, 4 mantras and then open, okay? So do what feels right in your body, and the effects will still be very good, okay? That makes sense to everybody? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so for this pranayama section of the practice, we're going to be hearing the mantras, and we're going to be visualizing something very specific, okay? And it's a 3-part pranayama practice, so I'm gonna actually tell you what we're going to do, and then we'll do it, okay? So for the first round, we are going to exhale through both sides. Then we'll close the right. We're going to inhale through the left nostril, 16 mantras of yum, right? And yum is the mantra of air. So as we're chanting yum, 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 and breathing in the left side, I want you to imagine air. And that air is traveling from your nostril down into your heart center. And that air is picking up any impurities in your body. Okay, so thinking about any tensions, fatigues, imbalances, anything that is impure, anything that is obstructing the flow of prana. That air element moving from the left nostril to the heart is picking all of that up and resting it at the heart center. Okay, and it's that yum mantra that's invoking air element that's drawing those impurities, blowing them into the heart center, okay? And then we're going to close the nostrils. And as we retain, we're just going to notice that the air element at the heart is drying them up. So this is actually a very good visualization for fall. And you might think about fall leaves, right? So they're kind of like blowing down into the heart center, sitting there, and then the air element is drying them, and they're getting crisp and crunchy, okay? And then we're gonna open up on the right side, exhale, again, yum mantra, air mantra, 16 counts out, okay? So why don't we try that? Let's see how it goes, okay? So when you're ready, let's exhale through both nostrils, closing the right side, inhaling left, imagining air bringing impurities to the heart. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Good, close. And as you hold the nostrils shut, imagining that space drying up. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Open on the right and let the breath out. Yum, 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 yum. Good. You can take your hand away and just breathe normally for a few breaths. Good. And now our next breath, we're going to be using the mantra Rum. And Rum is the mantra for fire. So this time we'll be starting on the right nostril. The breath is going to move into the right nostril, down into the heart center, and we're imagining a bolt of lightning, okay? Once the lightning reaches the heart center, the nostrils close, and we're going to imagine those impurities, right? Those crisp, crunchy impurities at the heart setting on fire, okay? And we're using Rum to invoke the fire element, and the impurities are burning up at the heart. Then we're going to release out the left side, again, 16 repetitions of Rum. And I want you to imagine smoke coming out the left nostril. So it's lightning in, fire burning, and then the smoke from the remnants of your fire traveling out. Okay? All right, so here we go. When you're ready, exhale through both sides. Close the left, inhale right, lightning to the heart center. Rum, 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 rum. Close. Imagine fire. Rum, 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 rum. Rum, 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 rum. Open on the left, allowing smoke out. Rum, 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 rum. Rum, 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 rum. Good, relax. Good. And now for the next and last part of the pranayama practice. Part of being in the city, we got some sirens going. Okay, so the next and last part of the pranayama practice, we'll be using the mantra VAM, invoking the water element. Okay, so we're moving back to the left side and we'll recite VAM. And again, when you're doing this on your own, it'll be silent mantra, hearing it in your own mind. You'll be reciting VAM, 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 and you're going to imagine now water traveling in from the left side all the way up to the crown of your head. Okay, so you're drawing water up to the crown of the head. And then as we close and we repeat the water mantra, all this water you collected is going to rain down the body. And it's going to push out through the bottom of your pelvic floor. Again, any impurities, any embers left over from your fire, and just cleanse the whole middle section of the pranic system. Okay, the whole center line of the body. And then we will open the right side, let the breath out. Again, 16 repetitions of VAM. Okay, so let's try this one. When you're ready, exhale through both and begin a nice long inhalation through the left side, drawing water up into the crown of your head. VAM, 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 VAM. VAM, 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 VAM. Closing, letting it rain through your body. VAM, 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 VAM. VAM, 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 VAM. Release out the right. VAM, 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 VAM. Good. Now just breathe again, the center line of the body. Exhaling from the crown to the pelvic floor. Inhaling from the pelvic floor to the crown. All right, now when you're ready, you can let your eyes open. And it might feel nice to move a little here. So you can, again, roll your spine or wiggle your fingers, wiggle your wrists. And we're ready now, I think, to do the whole practice, okay? So the whole practice will be first the mantras and then the pranayama, okay? So before we begin that, I'd like to take a little break to relax. So we're going to lie back down in Shavasana. And I'm going to just do a little relaxation before we begin the full Bhuta Shuddhi practice. Good, so take a moment to relax your shoulders. And then this practice usually figures into the place between relaxation and meditation. So if you're used to your practice being something like your asana, right, your movement, your stretches, and then some kind of relaxation, and then some kind of meditation, Bhuta Shuddhi would kind of fit right between relaxation and meditation. Okay, so it's kind of a relaxation on its own. It's kind of a mantra or a meditation on its own, but it really eases us into a meditative mind. Okay. Okay, so once you're lying down now, again, bring your attention to the crown of your head, relax across your forehead. Soften the space around your eyes, across your cheekbones. Relax your jaw. And then move awareness around the ears. Bring your awareness inside of your ears. Across the back of your head. Across the crown of the head. And then soften into the back of your neck, the sides of your neck. Relax your throat, the space around your heart, out into your shoulder joints and upper back. Soften the arms, upper arms and elbows, lower arms and wrists. Relax your hands and just feel your fingers curl. Again, relax at the wrists, elbows, shoulders, across the chest and upper back. And then soften into the sides of your ribs, the sides of your waist, across your mid-back, across your lower back. And then soften the muscles in your abdomen and just watch the flow of breath at the belly. Inhalation fills, the exhalation empties. Soften at the pelvic floor, into the hip joints, the muscles in the thighs. Relax your knees and lower legs. Soft ankles, soft feet. Move awareness up into the arches of your feet, into all the little joints in your toes, across the tips of your toes. And then traveling back up the lengths of your legs, to the knees, through hip joints. And as you travel up the center line of the body, relax the muscles that support your back. So you might feel each vertebra drop into the floor, lower back, mid-back, between your shoulder blades, up the back of your neck, up to the crown of your head. And now just feel your whole body relaxed. Gonna take a couple of deep breaths. And now I'm going to let you decide if you want to sit for this whole practice. You can, and the practice will take about 20 minutes. You can roll to your side and start to make your way to your meditation seat. If you would like to do the first part, the mantras, lying on your back, you can stay in Shavasana here. And then I will prompt you to sit up for the pranayama. So it depends if you're comfortable sitting for 20 minutes. If you know you're probably not, it might be a good idea to lie down and then sit up for the second part. If you know you can sit for 20 minutes and be at ease, you can come up now. Okay, so you're either lying in Shavasana or you're in your seated meditation pose. First part, invocation, focusing at the heart center. And at the heart center, invoke the power of the chakras by offering loving devotion and respect to the feminine force of light and life. Saraswati is the name of the deity who dwells as energy in all the chakras. Excuse me. So this practice is specifically dedicated to the goddess Saraswati. And at the beginning of the practice, we offer thanks to that energy, that feminine energy that brings light and life into our chakras, our whole pranic system. All right, so she is the Shakti at our energy centers. Good. So offering gratitude at the heart and then moving down to Muladhara Chakra, the root center. And at the root center, we're going to do an awakening before we start with our practice. So at the Muladhara Chakra, at the root center, visualize a yellow square. And in the center of that yellow square, see an oval-shaped lingam. So it looks just like a black oval, and this is a symbol for Shiva. Okay. So you're going to see the black lingam at root center. And you'll notice that coiled around this lingam is a brilliant lightning-like energy. This energy looks like a snake. It is glowing like lightning. And this snake, this Kundalini energy, is wrapped 3.5 times around the lingam. And this snake, this energy, is sleeping at your root center. Okay. Again, you might want to invoke a gentle root lock or mula bandha here, gently squeezing the perineum. And to wake up the Kundalini energy, the Shakti at the root center, we're going to use a mantra, Hum, H-U-M, Hum. So focusing, hearing in your own mind, Hum, 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 hum. And imagine now that that energy, that Kundalini, is awakening. All right, she is stirring. Okay, so again, we see that yellow square and we hear the earth mantra, Lam. Lam, 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 lam. Lam, 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 lam. And now let's imagine that that energy starts to move up from the root center, and she is traveling to the pelvic center. At the pelvic center, again, you see a blue circle, yellow crescent moon. The mantra is Vam. Vam, 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 vam. Vam, 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 vam. And now the Kundalini begins to travel upwards again. And she's sneaking her way up to the navel center. At the navel center, you see the red triangle pointing upwards. Fire mantra, Ram. Ram, 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 ram. Ram, 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 ram.
Again, this lightning-like energy continues to travel up your body, and now she's heading up to your heart center. Two interlocked triangles, one facing up, one facing down, smoky gray. The mantra for air. Yum, 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 yum. And then she moves again, traveling up to the throat center. At the throat center, seeing the full moon. Hearing the mantra for space. Hum. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum. Good. And then the Kundalini energy travels up and resting now at the eyebrow center. The visualization is a crystal white flame burning inside of a downward facing triangle. The element is mind, and the mantra is so hum. So hum, 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 so hum. And now the Kundalini energy travels all the way up to the crown of your head, the 1,000-petaled lotus, a beautiful purple, smoky purple color. The mantra here, Hamsa, at the crown. Hamsa, 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 Hamsa. And now if you're lying down, you can make your way to seated. And we're getting ready for our pranayama practice, Vishnu Mudra, thumb, fourth finger. Take a big inhalation, exhale through both nostrils. And then we're going to inhale through the left side, visualizing a smoky gray stream of light flowing into the heart. Yum, 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 yum. Close. Air element drying all those impurities that are gathered at the heart. Yum, 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 yum. Release out the right side. Yum, 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 yum. Good. Exhaling through both the nostrils, inhaling into the right nostril, visualizing white lightning flowing to the heart. Fire mantra. Rum, 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 rum. Closing, burning impurities. Rum, 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 rum. Rum, 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 rum. Release out left, smoke. Rum, 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 rum. Rum, 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 rum. Good. We're moving back to the left side, this time with the water mantra of We'll be gathering water up into the crown of the head. So when you're ready, exhale through both sides, close the right side, inhaling left, drawing water to the crown. Vam 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 vam. Hold. As you're holding, let this water release and shower down the whole body. Vam 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 vam. Release out the right. Vam 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 vam. Good. Now you can relax your hands and just allow your hands to rest cradled in your lap or on your knees. Now the energies associated with each of the chakras are awake, energized, and purified. We'll be placing each element and its energies back into their respective seats. Good. So from the crown of your head, travel down to the eyebrow center, placing the energy of mind. Travel down to the throat center, placing the element of space. Down to the heart, placing the element of air. Down to the navel center, placing the element of fire. Down to the pelvic center, placing the element of water. Down to the pelvic floor root center, placing the element of earth. And now imagine that Kundalini Shakti, again, wrapping herself around the lingam. And she is calm and tranquil and returns to her rest. And now feeling that the body, the mind, and pranic forces are all energized, purified, and relaxed. And we're going to sit now for about 5 minutes. And I'd like you to bring your awareness to the space in your body where you meditate normally. So if you're normally at the eyebrow center, you can allow your awareness to come back to the space between your eyebrows. If you normally meditate at your heart center, come to your heart. And whether it be the heart, eyebrow center, or if there's another point of focus for you, seeing in that space brilliant white light. And as you move to that space, you can use the So-Hum mantra. So inhaling So into your heart or your eyebrow center. Exhaling Hum. So Hum. If you have another mantra besides So-Hum that you normally use in your practice, allow that mantra to come forward. And just allow your whole body to rest in the vibration of your mantra. And as you relax into the sound of your mantra, just feeling the breath flowing so easily in and out of the nose. And maybe feeling a vibration, a light energy through the whole body. Allowing this brilliant energy to fill you, to surround you, and to deeply nourish every cell in your body. Again, resting in that pool of energy, allowing it to flow through you. And maybe getting a sense that the energy flowing through you and around you is the same. And that maybe there isn't a sharp border around your body. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And now we're allowing the sound of our mantra to go. And taking a few deeper breaths, start to move your body. So shoulders, spine. And for now, the eyes remain closed, but we're moving. Wiggling fingers. And then we can bring the palms of our hands together. Let's warm the palms. And then we're going to cup the hands over the eyes. Good. Allowing our eyes to slowly open to the darkness of our hands. And then taking the hands away. Good. Thank you all so much. Are there any questions about anything? It's pretty clear. Well, if any questions come to mind, you can always email me and let me know if you'd like the PDF. There is a recording of this practice that Pandit Rajamani made. And I think that Honesdale sells that. We did have some in our bookstore here as well. So if you like a recording
of him. You can listen to that. Jackie is also recording tonight's practice, so if you wanted to listen to this one again, I can send that link to anybody interested as well. So you could watch the recording of this again and maybe even just clip down the final practice. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. Have a beautiful evening. I hope you all sleep well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. It was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
She can't see us
Oh.
at all. Thank you, Tracy. That was awesome. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad.